soon, but in season, I know you work with a lot of girls soccer players who play in the ECNL or the GA and higher leagues, and they're practicing 3 to 4 days a week.
Yep.
But I know you have a good core group of girls who train in season, they make it in, and they're
Yep.
thriving. So, can
Yep.
you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. So I will say, like, the bulk of my girls who have been training with me or with some of my coaches at T3 for the last, 3 to 4 years, they're in college now. So now we're having a new wave of younger athletes come in. But I really want to talk about the ones that are in college right now. We've got girls at OSU, we've got girls at Notre Dame, Florida State, some bigger name schools, and not only will they train year round with us from a strength and conditioning standpoint, I'm saying like 1 to 2 days a week of like a 90-minute session. But we would have some that would come in at 6 a.m. to do their own ball work. So you think about that, like they're doing their ball work at 6 a.m. before school, and then they're coming to us after school, or they're going to one of their ECNL practices. So like you said, 3 to 4 days a week, they've got soccer, soccer, soccer. Then they're coming to see us 1 to 2 days a week, on top of coming in at 6 a.m. and just the skill work that some of these girls would do. I would just be like, man, that is, I can applaud it. It's just such dedication. But that being said, like they are all super healthy. They're thriving. We have a girl right now, I'm going to name drop, but Tessa Knapp at Notre Dame. She's a freshman and she's starting and she's getting like 60 minutes a game. She scored I think there's two, she has two of her collegiate career goals as a freshman. I mean, like, I think they're number one in the country, maybe.
They're up there.
They're
Yeah.
up there. She shared something. But yeah, and then we've got, another one at Florida State, Sophia Sindelar, again, and they're very focused on their food as well. Like Sophia particularly, like we had great conversations over the summer about what she was eating and how she felt and all that stuff. And it was, lots of protein, lots of fat, stuff like that. I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, you get it. And they would train year round. I mean, there was no break in when they would come in, whether it was, their fall season when they were either playing high school or their annual, ECNL program, all the way through, like never missed a beat. Some would come in before practice and it's like, they definitely eliminate that stigma of like, I'm doing too much. I'm going to be too tired. I'm going to be too beat up. And it's like, no, if you train the body and you can adapt to these stressors, you can do it and you should be doing it with proper fueling and all that. I mean, I definitely listen to your body. Like, and there'd be a couple times that some of them would come in and be like, hey, my heel's bugging me today, or, I've got a little bit of a shin splint, and we would address it, but they never missed. Like, I'll preface that. They always came, because we can, as a strength coach, like we should be able to work around that. Whether it was, hey, we're gonna do a little bit more banded work, or we're gonna put you on the bike or something like that to get them warm and ready to go. Never miss a day though. And I have a couple right now that are doing that, and they're pretty consistent at least one day a week with me, and then I'll send them a home program because it's great. Like more people, at least more often than not now, have like somewhat of a home gym. And it's great. Whether it's a couple dumbbells and some bands and med balls, like it goes so far with that. And even like, you share some of the stuff that you do, like the speed prep stuff, like, landing and jumping on a single leg, like, that kind of stuff. People just, they overlook that, and it's huge. I mean, again, you don't have to beat yourself up in the gym to be a consistently good athlete. So yeah, and like my one athlete I was talking about who shared, the picture of her steak, she was coming to see me every Wednesday at 6 a.m. And I miss it now because she's in college. But yeah, for 2 years straight. And then she would hop into a session, in the afternoon when she could. But yeah, she's thriving. She's the fastest on her team. They clocked her at like, something crazy like 24 miles an hour.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and she's an outside, she's an outside wing, or outside mid. So it's like, it's advantageous to be fast. But we would put her on the woodway, like that treadmill that goes up to like 25 miles an hour. I mean, that thing would chew your hamstrings up and spit it out. She'd come back the next day and be like, "No, I feel great." And I'm like, "All right, like that's awesome." I just hope that through like your messages and the stuff that you're sharing, it it starts to eliminate that, like, and they can see like that you can do it and you should be doing it. It's just gonna elevate everything else that you're doing.
Yeah, that's such a good point too about how like there's this stigma that they're going to be overdoing it if they add in the strength. But like you said, it just prepares them better for the stressors within practices and the games, and they can recover faster and do more high intensity work. And like you said, as long as they're with a good strength coach who can really program smartly in season, then they're going to be fine. They're not going to be overdoing anything. And I think the 1 to 2 times a week is great for girls who want to ease into it. Yeah, start with 1 time, but once you get into a good habit with 1 time, then yeah,
Yeah.
maybe up it to 2. That would be
Right.
fantastic. So yeah, I think the in-season work is so important, and it is crucial if these girls want to play at the Division 1 level, like the Notre Dames, the Florida States, like some of
Yeah.
your girls are going to. I mean,
Yep.
because you're going to be in season strength training with your strength coach, in season speed training. You're going to be having 2 games a week, practices 3 to 4 days a
Yep.
week. So
Yep.
it's like you got to get into good habits now, and you got to make sure your muscles are prepped for that going in.
Yeah, and I like what you said. It's like you're preparing for the physical demands of that sport. And at the Division 1 level, like it's demanding. I mean, you could easily get beat up within the first 2 weeks of preseason. Like if you come in not ready, like good luck. Like it's not going to feel great. And yeah, I really love stressing to parents like the value of the strength work is like you can from an in-season perspective, right? We can do all this great work, 4 months out of their preseason, and they're great, and then it's like, oh, we can't train in season. It's like, okay, well, you're going to be great the first half of your season because we prepared
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
The second half of your season, you will see some diminishing results, like
And
whether
you'll
it's
get slower.
yeah, or
Yeah.
100%. Like it's like I wish there was more like I don't want to say data, but like data that you could just share and be like, look, this is your kid who trains in season, and these are the metrics that we've tested, and whatever. And how do you feel versus the kids that don't, and like how do they feel? What do their metrics look like? Like, not from a soccer perspective, but we had a kid. He's a baseball kid. He trained relentlessly in season. I mean, like almost to the point where I was like, maybe you are doing a little too much. He kept PRing on his flying tens on his we do these top tests on the bald force decks, and he would literally PR, and we're just like, you are a playbook. Like we need to write a book on exactly what you did. Ton of college scouts looking at him. Like it was not he had the best spring season that he's ever had. I mean, like set records at his school. And we were all just in awe. And we've all been training him since he was in like 5th grade. He's gonna be a senior now. But it was just like he was in, I want to say 3 to 4 times a week in season. And
Wow.
again, our velo coaches are programming for him and all that stuff. So it's like definitely have to have a strength coach who is knowledgeable and understands, all that stuff. But it was really cool to see like every week our velo coach would send us like he hit like 2 grand slams in 1 week. And you're just like, wow, So it's like you see that kid. And if I were a kid looking at him, I'm like, what are you doing? I want to do what you're doing. And his family's really good about what they're eating and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not rocket science, guys. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think in-season strength training is going to be everyone's competitive advantage nowadays.
huge.
In all
Yes.
honesty, it's like if you have like your teammates who are just training in the summer for 2 months, and then they don't do anything for the other 10 months, and their muscles get weaker, they become less explosive, their speed goes down. It's like, well, if you're in season training 1 to 2 times a week consistently, in those 10 months they're not doing jack, then
Right.
yeah, that's your competitive advantage.
Love that. I
And
love that you said that.
yeah, it really is. And then coming back to the college thing, it's like when you go into college as a freshman, you are physically competing against 21-year-olds,
Right. Yeah.
and sometimes older
Yeah.
than that because of graduate
100
students.
100%.
So
Yep.
it's like, guys, I mean, I can't believe I still have to like persuade people to do in-season training, but it is so
Mhm.
important now more than ever, especially with how more physical college has gotten and how
Yeah.
more demanding the girls' ECNL is getting. So
Oh,
even if you
1000.
practice 4 times a week with your ECNL team, you still need to strength train. You're not overdoing it. Just find someone who can smartly program sets and reps.
100%.